Hi, this is Healing with Sunshine. I know I'm supposed to be posting a meditation today, and it is Meditation Monday, but I just figured, I don't know, I feel like I should just bring a word, maybe some food for thought, just to start your week off and really think about where you are and who you want to be the rest of this week. It's not a commitment for a lifetime. You don't ever have to commit to who you want to be for the entire lifetime. You can decide that day by day. So anyway, I'm going to share my thought process. I was on Facebook this morning and I commented on, what did I comment on? I don't know, it was a question about, if you could change one thing, what would it be? Like for society, not for just yourself, but for society as a whole. And that was a very thought-provoking question to me. And it became a topic of discussion at my house. And, we thought about it and it was like, well, if you change this, then, you don't know what else it could change. It could change a whole multitude of things by changing one thing. And if you like where you are, you kind of got there by being through all the things that you've been through. And I thought about it and I came up with secret identities. I think secret identities is what I would change, which again brought up a topic of conversation about, people don't have to be completely open with everybody about who they are and yada yada whatever, and that's not even what it's about. But to me, I shouldn't say that's not what it's about, because you say secret identities and people get triggered in different ways. Everybody has their different interpretations of what they're going to be triggered by and what they hear when you say something, because everybody hears something different. So, my version of secret identities is the parts of yourself that you hide from everybody. The parts of yourself that you're not comfortable with sharing with anyone. The parts of yourself that maybe are the things in your closet, the skeletons in the closet, I guess is what I'm trying to say. That's kind of along the lines of where I was going with that. And it's not about necessarily telling the world about, your identity or anything like that, or the parts of you that I identify as dark. I guess that's really, really what it is. The parts of you that you identify with as dark. It's not about announcing it. It's not about, no, I don't want to say that either, because it could be about announcing it. It very well could be about announcing who you are, to a group that you have, I don't know, just felt like they wouldn't like you if. It's all the things that people won't like if they only knew this, then. If they only knew this, then. If you knew this, then. It's like there's so many times that I hear that with my clients over and over and over again. And they're like, well, if somebody knows about whatever, then they're going to feel this way about me. And I'm like, well, you've already got a conclusion to it. You've already made a conclusion. You've already made a conclusion that this secret is so big that this person couldn't possibly love me. And I'm not even necessarily talking about, a hidden fling or, those kinds of things, because those things, they're gonna work themselves out, how they're gonna work themselves out, I guess. But I'm talking about, maybe in a spouse relationship, just as an example. But what if, there's something I don't know. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I'm kind of in a quandary now that I've picked a marriage relationship to talk about. That's interesting. But anyway, relationships in general. I'll just keep it general. But it's just funny how we know best. We've already decided how it's going to play out. We've already decided, what's going to go down. We already know. If I tell this person this, then this is the result is going to be of what can happen. I really just can't even think of an example, which is crazy. But anyway, you're really, really limiting your life by keeping parts of yourself hidden. You're really, really limiting yourself. You're limiting the ability of anyone else to have an open mind. Because your mind won't open. If your mind won't open, how can you expect that anyone else's is going to, as far as you're concerned? Which again, very interesting to me this morning. I don't know. It's been funny today. It's been a funny morning already. And saying funny, I don't mean like, haha, this is funny, but I mean like it's been a lot of realizations this morning. I'm just sitting here drinking my coffee still and listening to the birds. Thinking about secret identities and what they actually do. And what they actually do is they kind of just, it closes off who you are. I mean, you are so very limited. You're limiting your entire life by keeping parts of yourself hidden. You just are. And I'm not saying you have to share them with everybody of the world or whatever. Only you know what needs to be shared and what doesn't need to be shared and yada whatever. But and I'm not talking about like witness protection program either, because I'm pretty sure somebody's going to come up with that being a good secret to keep. But I'm not talking about extremes, and I think that if you want to think in extremes, then you're not going to hear my message anyway. So, whatever. But if you're here to really hear the message, reveal to yourself who you are. Reveal to yourself exactly, what you want. Reveal to yourself what you want to learn, what you want to know. You deserve to know you. You really, really do. And when you come to know you, you're most likely going to really, really love you. Because the reason you don't love you right now is because of the secrets. It really is. It's because of the secrets. And what a tragedy to have to use all of your energy and all of your light to keep a secret. How much light are you missing out on? How much life is happening around you that you're not part of because you're on a path that you don't like? And nobody will understand, and nobody this, and you have to do it because of this and because of that, and if it weren't for this, then you wouldn't have to do that, or whatever it is. As someone who's very intuitive, I see a lot more in people and their actions than what they want me to sometimes see. I don't necessarily tell anybody what I see or what I don't see. And I don't intentionally look into people for, what they want or don't want. But for me, with my sensitivity to energy and my intuition, it is really, really hard to not see what your biggest focus is. I mean, I work in energy, so it's really hard to not see your biggest focus, just even when you pass, just passing by. I don't have to look into it, and I don't, because that would be a really big waste of my time to care what's going on in everybody's world. Trust me, I got enough going on in my own world. I don't have time to be thinking about anybody else's world. But what I see when I notice those things, it's not a judgment. I don't have a judgment of whether it's right or it's wrong or whatever. I can just see that there's something that's really important to you to be whatever, a certain way, or to not be a certain way. And it's about all the time, every single time. It's about dimming their own light. It really is. It's about dimming their own light. And it's sad, but it's true. People do not feel worthy. And then they create circumstances to prove whatever it is that they're feeling, or what they're feeling is true, or whatever. When the fact of the matter is if that individual would just put half of that effort into loving those parts of themselves that they don't want anybody else to know about, they might be able to heal. They just might be able to heal. Actually, I guarantee it. But anyway, that turned into a really long and roundabout way to tell you that the world needs you to be the light that you are. And if you are busy trying to make half of your light a secret, there's a problem. And maybe you like it that way, and it's fine. But I will let you know that whatever is so dark and whatever is so secret is only dark and a secret because you made it that way. It's because you feel that way about it. Because you really don't know how anybody else is going to perceive your light. And it's sad, to see people day in and day out invest so much of themselves into, it's like that they use secrets to gain personal power. And I don't mean like in a mafia sort of way. I mean, they use it because they think, oh, well, if I don't have, I just don't tell anybody about whatever because it's something that's just for me to know, or, whatever. And that's not even a good example because there are some things that are best for other people not to know. But I'm talking about your personality wise and things like that, and not necessarily the secrets about how you spend your personal time. I'm not talking about like that. I mean, maybe I am, but that's not in general what I'm talking about. I am talking about saying, you know what? I don't dance because I look stupid when I dance. I don't dance because, I don't have a rhythm, or I don't have that, or I don't have this. And then you totally miss the point of dancing. You totally miss the point of dancing. Dancing is not about impressing anyone else. It's not about how you look. It's not about how it's perceived by someone else. You dance because it's fun. You dance because it reminds you of when you were a little kid and you used to twirl in the yard until you would be so silly that you'd laugh and fall down. It reminds you of different things that happened in your life, where you can just be free. It's not about how you look. And I think that kind of applies to most everything that we put excuses on. We have lots and lots of excuses that we put on things of why we can't do it or whatever, but none of it's based in fact. I'll let you know. 99.9% of it is not based in fact, and I think we all know that to be true. If we really sit down and look at the reasons that we give for stuff, most of it's just nonsensical. If you look at it from a mind that's not struggling with anxiety, or with a mind that's not looking at proving yourself. And I think that's the secret parts. We hide them because we have to prove that we're not that. When the fact of the matter is you are. You are that. And if you're thinking that the secret parts are like the bad parts or whatever, that's crazy. That's just crazy to me to even think. To think that you would think that there are bad parts of you. Or that there wouldn't be people in your life that might really benefit from knowing those parts of you. What is the point in having people in your life around you to love you and to be there for you and all of those nice and wonderful supportive things if you're not even going to let them know who you are? At least not let them know who the real you is. And I know it's because we don't know who we are in ourselves. We can only let you know what we know. And sometimes what we know is that these certain parts of ourselves are bad, and these certain parts of ourselves are good. And I'll just let you know that the only reason you think that is because you adopted that from someone else's opinion. because I don't believe that, as a whole, any child that grew up without, let's just say they were in a civilization far away that doesn't have any kind of modern influence on it, I don't think that child would have the same body image. I don't think that child would have the same critical self-nature that we have. I don't think they would. That child would see their grown-up body as a gift. I mean, it works. It can be, you can still use it. You can still do the things that you want to do. You can accomplish your purpose every single day because of the body that you have. I would bet you that there's much more gratitude for themselves overall if they didn't have the influences of others. And it's usually the harsh influence of others that creates the secrets anyway. Or that we use to create them, or whatever, or to justify it, or whatever. However you want to come about saying the reason is that you need to have secrets. But I don't know. I think that's pretty much it for today. But I just wanted to share my thoughts with you, and you don't have to answer any of it. You don't have to say anything back. But I do thank you for watching. This is Healing with Sunshine, and I would like to invite you to subscribe to the channel if you would like to see more of what you are seeing, and turn on the notifications so that you will know when a new video comes up, and comment and like it, or anything else good that you can think of. And you all enjoy the rest of your day and the rest of your week, and talk gently to yourself and love the parts of yourself that you want to hide. And have a great week.